Hey, close that porn browser tab.
What?
God damn, how many tabs do you have open?
Video games. Welcome to another episode of Peanut Gallery Gaming, where our opinions do not matter. This episode we'll be discussing the new D&D, Dark Alliance, a new game coming to Game Pass as of June 22nd, 2021. We're also going to be discussing Rust, coming to Xbox, PlayStation. Or I should say it already came out on May 21st, 2021. We're also going to discuss what our favorite survival games are. And last, we're going to talk about VR. Is it going to take over the gaming industry? But first, let's go around the table and introduce ourselves. This week, we have Stinky Bandit.
Hello.
Doggy Dog.
Howdy.
Arnold El Perso. And Uncle Blobby.
Hello, happy Sunday.
We made it to another weekend.
Finally, it's going to be Monday tomorrow.
Yay.
Monday now. It's Monday now.
Oh, man. How's the future?
It's the same.
Great.
It's good to hear. It's good that we're going to last another day. So let's talk about this D&D Dark Alliance that came out this past Tuesday. First opinions. I know that I played it. Stinky, you played a few rounds, and Hoggy Dog did.
Yeah. I know when it launched, it had a lot of issues and a lot of backlash from the community.
It was getting a lot of hate, yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of bugs. And we've encountered a couple when we were playing. Like when we did the first mission with all of us in a group, you couldn't use any of your abilities. You didn't get any of the loot. The mission didn't count for you. I mean,
yeah, it was a pretty rough start to that one.
After it took us an hour to find a lobby too, on top of that, because we could not create our own little friends only lobby. It took forever.
That's true. We had to wait till Stinky came on and he created a lobby. Then we all joined on it.
Power of Australia.
Yeah, I know I've played couple more hours since we've last played, and got a bit of better loot, and I'm starting to come around to it. At first, I had a lot of hate towards it, but now I think I can bring it in my front door. It's just
I've still only done three.
Yeah, showed off to my parents.
I've still only done 3 of the stages, but so I can't give it too much of an opinion. But it is definitely my sort of game where you play through, level up, get gear, Destiny, Division type leveling up, but with swords, I guess. But yeah, no, it does seem a little bit buggy. The enemy AI seems quite there, but I've only done 3 stages, so I'll have to give it a bit more time, see how it goes.
Yeah, I like the loot. The loot in it is kind of progresses, gets better and better. It hands out legendaries, not at an alarming rate, but at a decent rate where it kind of keeps you drawn in as well. I know I've gotten a couple.
Are the legendaries like sort of random or whatever, like Diablo, or do you find the same item over and over?
No, it's random.
They're pretty much the same item over and over again, because I know I've been playing as they're
set legendaries, if that's what you mean. Like, it's not like they're going to have random perks on them. If you find just a better version of that weapon later on down the track, is how I understand it.
Okay, they're like unique, like the
character
helm or whatever.
Yeah, unique.
Yeah, unique to character. You can also level.
That is something that I do. That is something that I do see a problem with this game. And I understand it from a story point of view, but say, like, if I'm playing the Archer and Hodder's playing the Archer, one of us has to bow out and take a different character, because you can't have multiples of the same character in the same game. So kind of like, if you're going to play with the set group of 4 all the time, everyone's always got to be stuck to that character, or you all have to start from the very start again, a fresh character.
Oh.
Kinda.
Yeah, I don't like that.
So it's not like, say in Diablo, where if you're playing 4 players, you can't go with 4 necromancers. It'd be, like you've all got to be the individual characters.
Yeah, I saw that in the review that I watched. I haven't played this because I don't have an Xbox. So can you play a match with less than 4, or do you have to wait till you have?
You can go on there solo.
Okay.
Solo. It's just at the beginning. It probably wouldn't recommend it because you're going to get destroyed. Solo.
And like, if we're playing multiplayer and if I go down, you can run over and pick me up. But if I'm playing solo and I go down, that's it. It's done.
Oh yeah, and you're down.
And the way, so you get downed, you're playing solo and with your friends. Let's say you all get down, but you don't. The mission's not over. You just get teleported back to the beginning of the map, and then you run through everything that you already have done. So let's say you were fighting a big monster, open a door, you get the door open, you walk through, die from touching some ice that's on the ground, because that's a hazard. You'll all spawn back at the beginning. You can run back through that door because now that door is open. You don't have to refight the same big monster to keep opening the door. If that makes any sense.
How many tries do you get?
Yeah.
What? Sorry?
How many tries do you get?
Infinite.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you just keep beating your head against the wall until you're at the boss, and then struggle some more while you're there. I was fighting a boss today, and he was shooting lightning everywhere. But after I beat him, it made me feel like a big man, kind of like a Dark Souls boss. It kind of felt like.
Oh, you don't know Dark Souls boss. You are man enough to play Dark Souls.
I'm man enough to play D&D.
Yeah, it's different.
It's different. Mm-hmm. I haven't played the newer Dark Souls 2 or Dark Souls 3. I did play Dark Souls 1 though. For a while.
That's why I want that Elden Ring. It'll be amazing. But yeah, I don't know. That D&D, it seems okay. I just have to give it more time. I've only played it for probably an hour and a half at the most. So
hopefully
just
they
got to give it more time.
Polish it up a little bit. I mean, we've had worse games come out and we've still played them. So, I mean.
It's the right price though. Like free on Game Pass. Yeah, so you can't.
Very true.
Yeah. If you don't like it, you uninstall it right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have a question then. You guys are all playing this on Game Pass, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So you just get it for your subscription of $12 a month or whatever?
Yes.
Yep.
So would you pay $80 for this game and be happy about it? Or would you pay $40 or?
Nope.
I say it'd be a solid $30 game. Solid $30 game. If we were talking money wise, then I'd be happy.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
If I spent $30 and this was the outcome, I'd be happy with it.
I haven't put enough time in it to give it a monetary value, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Definitely give it a try there. All right. You guys ready for the next topic about Rust coming to Xbox and PlayStation? Or I guess it already has, as of May 21st, 2021. Do you guys think that it's late to the game, late to the party? Like why now coming to Xbox and PlayStation? You think a lot of people are going to like playing it? Or is it going to be like the OG people, nostalgia type of people playing it?
I've never played Rust. I know what it is. We all played shit tons of Minecraft and Ark and everything else, and it is a little bit similar, I guess. But I think it is a bit late, and they're charging too much money for how late it is.
Yeah, because it came out on Steam in 2013. Didn't announce that it was coming to Xbox and PlayStation until 2019. Then obviously it released in 2021. And it's coming up against some titans. Like I'll even bring up Ark. Like
Q supposed to be coming out too
soon, yeah.
Yeah.
So you got this original game. Like I would call it one of the OGs, right? Trying to
put it down as that.
Put on some makeup and look pretty. and trying to get people to rebuy it. I think it came late to the game.
But how much they want to charge for, like, just say, for example, like, for me to go and buy a latest release game here in Australia is $100. You know, like, that's just monetary values and everything else. Ark is $80 if I wanted to buy that now without the collector's edition. If you want all the collector's edition, bells and whistles, whatever garbage you get, it's $80 in Australia. And for a game that's that old, that's pretty expensive. In my opinion, anyway, you know, like, so for you guys, that would be probably a $50 game. How much is Ark for you guys?
Like Ark right now,
$50?
I think.
Oh, not Ark, sorry,
Rust. I think Rust is. What do they want?
45 or 50?
On Xbox, I'd have to check again, but I remember it being, I think, $75, $80.
Right now on Steam, Rust is 45 Canadian dollars on sale for 22 Canadian dollars.
Yeah, but that's not
That's on
Xbox
PC.
though.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, so now on PC they're wanting 22, but
And Rust on the Xbox, I just checked, is $63.99. Collector's edition $76.99.
yeah, so they're coming out at full price.
Oh, and right now, Ark on PC is $9.87. It's on sale.
Yeah.
The
So
Ultimate
we all
Survivor
had one of
Edition,
Ark.
which
We all
comes with
enjoyed Ark, yeah.
everything. I think it comes with everything. It comes with Ark, Genesis, the Valgero, Ragnarok, Extinction, Aberration. So it comes with pretty much everything. Is only $20.
You got that same deal on the Xbox store right now, $49. Everything.
I guess the base Ark version, without all the bells and whistles, I believe, is also Game Pass. So,
Yes,
Yeah.
I think so.
Yes.
So I think
The
it's
main
trying to
reason
dip into
people
something
play-
that's
Yeah, and
you know.
I don't know.
Rust is
from
more
somebody who
PvP
has
based
a-
as well, I believe.
Yes,
like-
it is.
a lot of building.
And coming from somebody that has an Xbox and a PC, if I'm going to play a game like that, I think I'd rather play it on PC.
It would have been better just to leave it on PC.
Yeah, maybe, but there's probably a lot of people out there who have Xboxes who don't have PC.
Oh, yeah.
And then
There's a
maybe
couple in this party.
never had a chance to play Rust before. So I guess that this could appeal to that audience. But why they might choose Rust over a game that's not almost 10 years old, I'm not
At least
sure.
the price. Bring the price down. Make it. You know, I'm buying the 10-year game, $30.
Yeah.
I'm more willing to try it. Or if it's just on Game Pass.
Right.
Yeah, well, like that kind of Exile, that came on the Game Pass. You know, we tried it out. There was nudity in it. Good.
Well, that also brings it up. But they're probably taking a book out of other game developers.
That's
You know.
true. A lot of games have
'Cause
come
if you
out.
look at Call of Duty Black Ops 2, when did that game come out?
I know quite a while ago. Didn't they just are releasing a new?
Lord. It came out in 2012. That game is still $60 on Steam.
So that brings up on the previous episode we talked about Nintendo not dropping their prices like Breath of the Wild there, and how it's still $70 game.
That game is beyond amazing. I am ashamed I never played it earlier. I have way too much fun playing that.
Okay, so let's get to the next subject here. Bardo, I know you've been playing a lot of Breath of the Wild, so why don't we just? I know on the previous podcast you said you'll be able to talk about it here. So why don't you just bring up some of the things that you enjoy that's keeping your interest in the game?
Well, I like how I am able to explore the whole world without actually doing any mission. So I can run in with a stick and go into the hardest areas. Most of the areas, I would say, some are kind of locked off because I don't have an item yet to get through. But you can explore and open up the whole map. You can do all the little mini dungeons before you do the game. So kind of like Far Cry 3 or the Far Cries, where you could open up the map, kind of build your inventory so you have better weapons, and then I'm guessing go and kill the boss. It's a very large game. have maybe put 12 hours into it, I think.
Okay.
And I at my first main dungeon, I went into areas I definitely should not have gone in, died way too many times, met a lot of things. I was like, what's this? Oh, it just killed me. Oh, okay. Stay away from this thing, I guess.
A lot of them.
But it's a great game. Yeah.
Well, that's good. It's good you're enjoying it. So maybe I'm going to have to borrow that game from you after you're done for sure.
Oh, you most certainly can borrow it.
Okay. Next topic we can start talking about here, which is one I'm kind of interested in here. I want to know from you guys here your favorite survival game that you've played. So I've got a list here of some of the games, kind of get your memory going here. So we got No Man's Sky, Subnautica, Ark Survival, Dayz, State of Decay 1 and 2, Fallout series, Don't Starve, Long Dark, Astronaut Tier, Minecraft. Did any of these ring the bell? And if so, if I haven't listed your favorite, I want to hear about it. So who wants to go first? How about we go with Stinky? Stinky.
Me? Okay. Well, we all played a shit ton of Ark, so we all got good things of that. But one game I do very much enjoy that wasn't on your list is Terraria, which is like 2D Minecraft.
Yeah, man.
Terraria is cool, man. It's very cool. I'm just disappointed that not as many people played it on the Xbox anyway, but it is very, very good. Minecraft, but 2D. Yeah, you summon in world bosses, and then at a certain point you can roll your world into New Game Plus, and then it gets harder, and you can turn it into a little tower defense if you do these little Halloween events and stuff. It's very, very good game. Terraria is cool.
I remember I played a bit with you on the Xbox. I played more so on the computer, and it was just fun. You could like build little chairs, build your little house underground or above ground, and armor. Got to craft your armor, weapons. That was good times. All right.
If I can add a comment to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
People often, when you describe Terraria, they're like what Stinky said. They're like, oh, it's just 2D Minecraft. Why don't I play 3D Minecraft? It's better. Terraria has so many bosses and so many different kinds of loot and weapons and armor and like special gear. And
there's a certain charm to it as well. Like
absolutely,
I don't know, it's just yeah.
I remember one of the bosses was a flesh wall. Isn't that the one down in the bottom?
Yeah.
Huh? It's the last boss before you roll into hard mode, yeah. But like, it's also like very gear based too. Like, so like if you go and build a certain suit, like it's almost got set piece bonuses. Like a Diablo would. Where like you can go and build a set so you can have multiple summons, or you can build a melee set so you do like 300% melee damage. And yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just a certain little charm to it. It is good. Enjoyed. Like Ark is probably my favorite, but I very much did put a hell of a lot of time in Terraria as well.
That's good. Okay. Next up, Hoagie Dog.
My favorite survival game would be a toss-up between Ark, that's a given, or 7 Days to Die. Okay. Because I'm a huge fan of zombies. That being said, that's what 7 Days to Die is based around, but it still has that survival aspect where you got to build your base and defend yourself, and you got to go out and loot and farm materials and everything else. Whereas Ark also has dinosaurs, which is awesome.
Almost, and they like to come mess your stuff up too. I remember we played some 7 Days to Die. And I remember we would be hunkered down underneath the house, and we would have to reinforce the walls and craft a bunch of different weapons.
You'd be in there crafting and stuff, and you'll hear a zombie growling. You got to go out and kill the zombie to keep it from tearing into your base. And then, the Horde. You joined us for one of our bigger Horde nights on one of our maps we were playing. Yeah, the Blood Moon. And you seen the base we built. I mean, it was huge, the little defense kill tunnel thing, and they ate through that.
Mm.
And there was traps and turrets and all kinds of stuff, and they still managed to chew through it. And we ended up running around in a field with their, trying to kite zombies and kill them for over half of it. So
the old run in circles technique.
I actually did a horde night last night on there, and the new base that I've built, 4 zombies that me and my wife plays with me that we built to, survive horde nights, done really well.
Mm-hmm. And
I don't know, it's just that appeal of Minecraft and Ark are awesome because, it's a survival game. You got to build up and you got to just progress through the game and, but 7 Days to Die has that aspect of, okay, every once in a blue moon, or technically a red moon, there's going to be a lot of shit that's going to come and test you and try to kill you. That's what a lot of other games don't have.
Yeah, you build up just to be knocked down to rebuild again.
Mm-hmm. That keeps it interesting because you don't know if your base is good enough,
Mm-hmm.
And it progressively gets harder because the more days you go into it, the higher your game stage gets, and the more zombies that come, or special zombies like demolishers that have C4 on their chest and blow up and do a bunch of damage, and radiated zombies. There's fucking vultures that spit acid at you that damages your base. I mean, it's a good game. I think my favorite probably be 7 Days to Die. Or
But Terraria has a sword called the Mew Mew, and you swing it and rainbow cat heads come out of it and go meow, 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 meow.
7 Days to Die has the M60, which is like an 87 round full auto machine gun. Or
does it
rocket
shoot
launcher.
cat heads?
Yeah.
I mean, I got a rocket launcher.
You can scream meow as it's firing down the range.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or I can use my sledgehammer that's on fire and bash zombies' heads in.
Okay. Next in line, let's go Bardo.
I'm going to say Dead Rising.
Dead Rising?
Yeah, I really enjoy. I mean, I only ever played the first one, never got into the second one, but I still think that's a survivor game.
So yeah, it would be. I'd class that.
The original Dead Rising. Because you guys just sit here talking about your fun guns. I'm like, man, I remember the Mega Man blaster and that thing when completed the tasks in the right way. Oh,
many chainsaws
it was so fun.
That you get for the clown boss.
All right, definitely Dead Rising was my favorite survivor mode.
You could craft weapons in that one, if I remember right.
Yeah, you had to eat, and if you didn't eat, you'd lose health. If you died, the whole game was over. So you had to go through it flawless.
Oh, that's the one with the mall. Yes.
Individuals. Oh, yes. Yeah, you know what that is.
And I heard rumor of that one. If you went and killed all the zombies, the game would also be over.
No, there was an achievement for killing like 54,000 some zombies. And you have so many days in that mall. Yeah, you get a car and you just start mowing them down. I played the shit out of the first one, so it was a lot of fun. Not as exciting as your guys' games.
Yeah, but still,
no, it actually was a very good game. Yeah, I can remember playing that game hell of a lot.
That came out on the original Xbox, didn't it?
360.
360.
Yeah. Oh yeah, not the original Xbox would have died trying to fucking host that game.
Dead Rising 2 brought in multiplayer.
Struggled.
Just struggle on.
Dead Rising 2 was in Vegas and it had a multiplayer.
And is there Dead Rising 3 and a 4? Or is the 3?
There is 3. Yeah, I played through 3 as well.
That's on Game Pass, or was on Game Pass, I think.
Dead Rising 3 was an Xbox One launch title, and Dead Rising 4 I've never played. But yeah, there's definitely 4 of them.
All right, that brings Uncle Blobby for a survival game.
Okay, I'm having a hard time deciding, but like you guys have mentioned, I've played a fair bit of Ark, probably not as much as you all, but I really like the survival game plus dinosaurs. I had a lot of fun with that, taming them, and the crafting, allowing you to build saddles to ride them. and having a whole giant pen full of dinosaurs, and the fact that you can poop in the game was a new thing for me. Like Hoggy Dog, I've played a bit of 7 Days to Die. Unfortunately, that was a few years ago, so I don't remember exactly what I loved about it. But I did play with a few of my old friends, and we definitely had some good times. And with Stinky Bandit, I'm a big fan of Terraria as well. So I'm going to give you my least favorite survival game so far, and that has been Dayz. I have a couple of friends that I played with it pretty regularly. My one friend has 793 hours played. I just couldn't, for the life of me, get into that game. Like, by the time that you find some food and maybe a weapon and maybe some ammo, well, you got your socks wet by running through a bit of water. Now your character is sick and you're dying if you don't find any antibiotics. And if you survive that, then it's like the game might as well be marathon running simulator, because it takes you 25 minutes to get to the next town where all the houses are empty except for like a roll of duct tape. And then what? You carry on, and maybe within an hour you meet another player if you're lucky. One of the things I did enjoy in Dayz was hunting the live game. You could find like bears and cows and deer and shit. And if you had a good gun, you could shoot them, kill them. And if you had a knife, you could butcher them. And then you could carry around their meat and their fat until you found like a cooking stove. And then you had to find a frying pan, and you could cook that meat so that you could survive, if you weren't already dead. It was kind of impressive, the depth of that game and the size of the map. I just found that it maybe required a little more patience than I have. So it's definitely not my favorite. I don't know if you guys have played that one much.
I tried Dayz, and I found it very boring. Like me and a friend tried to play it, and it plopped us into the same world, and it took us about 4 hours to find each other.
Yeah, that's another thing.
It was
you
insane.
Can't even start with your friends. You gotta, and all the maps, like all the signs and everything, are in Russian, so you can't even tell if you're anywhere near them unless you look at a map on the other screen. And
the game, I believe, is an Arma 2 mod.
Yeah, I believe you're correct, and I also believe that Rust was sort of based off of Arma 2 as well, or came out the same way that Dayz did originally.
If I was running through the forest and found a bear, I'd shoot it and then go inside of it like a tauntaun. Either that or wear its skin around. I am now the leader.
But that would probably just give you a disease and you'd die.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that one. I didn't like Dayz either. I
found it very boring.
I played all 10 minutes of it. I was like,
try. And when you finally get a little bit into it and you actually get some loot and you're doing okay and you're thinking finally, and then you go into a building and there's this dude in all black with a shotgun camping in a corner.
And he has your stuff now.
Yeah, stuff now.
You basically just looted for him.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah,
but
I hope you like my stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Glad I never played that.
But that also goes into the game we're about to start playing tonight, and that's Escape from Tarkov. That's another kind of survival-ish game. You have to survive. You have to get out. Or you lose all your shit.
Yeah.
More of a battle royale, isn't it? I thought it was anyway.
It's kind of like Battle Royale in that it's like a PvP, but it's not. The objective isn't to be like the last man standing. The objective is to just like get out of the raid through one of like 5 exits and survive. Maybe you complete a quest along the way, or find a quest item, or you find a new gun or whatever. You find a med kit. You got to try to get out with it. So it doesn't even matter if you're close to being the last guy alive. The point is to get in and then get out again. If that makes some sense. Whereas I think with like a battle royale, you know, you're there till the end, no matter what. You either die or you're the last man standing.
Your goal objective is to be the last man standing at the end of a royale. Where yours is like get stuff and get out, kind of like Division was when you went into the zone. Right?
Oh yeah.
So that's what I've been doing wrong in battle royales. I thought you were supposed to die first.
Yeah,
that's typically what we do. Yeah, that's what we do when we play. We're typically we loot up and then we run to the first enemy squad we see and give them our loot.
Yeah,
because you know we're awesome.
Yeah, you give the enemy loot and then die. That's how those games work.
Yep.
Yeah, hurts.
The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again with the same outcome. So we just
we did have that one game yesterday, or that was really good. I don't know. We vibed and like it was just a good game.
There is a lot of good homing moments there when the whole squad's just working.
That brings up the issue with games like that. Now Apex has been out for a little while. When it first came out, nobody really knew how to play it and stuff, and everybody's getting used to it, and the games would last longer because everybody's scared to engage.
Yeah.
Now games end by the first circle, or if you're in ranked, like we just randomly hopped into a game of ranked, and we're in the lowest one. We're in bronze, which is the lowest tier. And in the last squad was so scared to engage us because we were the only ones left. They camped and they died to zone because they wouldn't come out and fight.
No, they wouldn't push us.
Okay.
Yes, we didn't push them either.
I'd rather at least. Well, yeah, we're not stupid. They're in a building holding it down, and we have the high ground. I'm not going to push down there and be stupid and just run to my death. But they would rather die to zone than push out and at least try to win. Because we had zone, you know.
Hey, could have. I don't know. When you have the high ground, it's kind of. As of Star Wars, I have the high ground. There's no chance in trying to fight me. Kind of.
That's not necessarily true, though, in a battle royale, because who knows? Maybe he's a god with a sniper rifle and headshot you and knocks you. Maybe he's got a Kraber. Who knows? You know?
Who knows? Okay. So I'm going to bring out my favorite survival game. And I'm not going to say it's the vanilla version. I'm going to bring in all of the mods. Minecraft. Okay.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of mods for Minecraft.
Hours playing this game.
Mm-hmm.
Modded is so fun. Just for the fact of, not only just different enemies or trying to survive the night or burrowing down, living in a little hole for the first couple nights, but I like the modded ones because you can build bigger machinery, I know there's a mod where you can bee farm. And there's mods where you can collect liquid metals and stuff and forge weapons.
Yeah, I played one where you can have jetpacks and oil pumps and all this fancy shit.
Mm-hmm. It's endless.
I think my favorite mod pack for Minecraft was RL Craft. And that's a hard one to start out in. Mm-hmm. Everything's killing you, including the sun.
The sun.
Everything's killing you.
I know.
Yeah, it can be too hot or too cold, or you never know.
The one modded Minecraft I used to play, it was called Attack of the Bee Team, and they were a couple YouTubers, right? And I really enjoyed their mod pack there. Can't remember all of the mods were, but it's quite enjoyable.
If I'm not mistaken, I played Attack of the Bee Team as well, and another one called Feed the Beast.
Yeah.
And I think those two were sort of in the category of what you call kitchen sink mods, in that they have everything but the kitchen sink in there.
Okay.
I think they both had over 100 different mods built into their package or whatever. It was almost a completely different game. And the first time you ever load that bad boy up, it takes a good chunk of time.
It takes the whole day, so you don't get to play until tomorrow. I remember I played Feed the Beast as well. That was the first one I played. And then, B Team came after that one. That was good.
Previous to playing modded Minecraft, I played a lot of sort of almost regular Minecraft online with a friend of mine. And we would look for these, what were called, I think, factions PvP servers, where you could start like a guild and then claim some land for your guild. And once you claimed that land, nobody else could build or destroy blocks on it.
Kind of cool concept.
Yeah, and so there'd be like these guilds with these giant bases with walls up to the top of the skybox, and the walls on each side of the concrete would have like water flowing down one side and lava flowing down the other side. So if you built a TNT cannon to try to shoot through their wall, the walls would automatically regenerate cinder blocks because of the lava mixing with the water.
That's crazy.
It was some next level shit, I'll tell you.
These people are so brilliant when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a minute to hear a word from our sponsor. Okay, so let's move along here to VR gaming. You think it's going to take over the gaming as we know it? Now, coming from a guy that has Oculus Rift, I loved it when I first bought it. Now it sits under my computer.
In time, maybe. Like, because VR isn't, say, like as prominent as, just people just for the Xbox or a PC or whatever. You can't go and spend $500 million making a Grand Theft Auto, say, style game purely for the VR because it's just not going to sell to make the money back.
No, that's
just
true.
So.
Right now, there's just a lot of rudimentary games for it. Like,
yeah, they're all like little, quirky type games. So maybe like in years to come when the technology becomes cheaper and you don't need a $10,000 PC to run it, or or the actual thing itself is a little bit smaller on your head.
Well, I think PlayStation's coming out with a new one next year.
There's rumors of it.
Yeah.
I agree with Stinky. I think it's far off, way later into the future before VR really becomes prominent in the market for video games.
VR wasn't made for video games.
Yeah.
It's made for, adults when they're lonely at home.
Adults with adult money.
Yeah, adults with adult money.
And adult interests.
Yeah. I enjoy sitting down to play video games with a joystick. I don't want to be up running around playing video games.
Correct.
If VR ever does become a thing, I'm still going to be a control pad man. Like if I say, I'm going to go and play Minecraft VR, I don't want to be sitting there swinging my pretend hammer in my fucking lounge room for 6 hours. Like I still want a control pad, Yeah.
Your arms would be a lot bigger.
Yeah,
one of them would be, and then it just looks like I have been doing adult stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
imagine somebody walking in, you're mining something, and they're like, "What the hell is he doing?"
Don't look at me. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm playing Minecraft.
I'm going to say.
So
carry on. Oh, you go ahead.
I was just going to say, I haven't played any of the new VRs recently. I've seen a lot of buzz about them on the internet. And from what I gather, it sounds like it could be the next wave of things in the years to come. Maybe you're right in that like the hardware, like computers and the current PlayStations aren't quite there yet to make it a feasible thing for like every new title to be a VR game. But when I thought of this, I thought of the Nintendo Virtual Boy, which came out in 1995, and I'm not sure if you guys remember that, but
yes, I played one, but I know what it is.
Yeah, one of my friends had one of those. I don't think I ever got to play it. Where the headset was like mounted on a tripod, and you had to like sit in front of the tripod and look into it because the headset thing was too heavy. And the graphics kind of looked like, when you go to the movies and it's like a 3D movie and you get the glasses, and if you take the glasses off, it's like double vision kind of.
Yeah, like red and blue.
Yeah. It was like that, but Game Boy graphics. So I was just thinking, like, I guess it's been 25 years now. That sort of technology seems to have come a long way.
Big time. Huge. Because I know now you can get headsets that are wireless, and you just have your four corners of the room posted with your little sensors. And as long as you got nothing in the way, that's the thing. You also need a lot of space too to play VR.
Yeah.
Let somebody walk in while you're swinging something and knock them out by accident.
Yeah, they get their fault. They get in the road, to own fault. But some games have done VR very well. Like both these games I haven't played, but apparently Resident Evil 7 on the PlayStation does VR extremely well. And also Hitman. The latest Hitman has also got a VR mod to it. I think.
Really?
Yeah. That sounds terrible.
Sweet.
Yeah, Hitman VR. Yeah, but I haven't played either of these games, but apparently they both do VR quite well.
Because I know some of the games I have for VR was is that Job Simulator, which was one of the originals. So I got one too where you guys sit down and play it, and you got to do little not riddles, but like got to find clues around the room to escape. Like a 007 type game where you got to break out of the situation you're in. It was kind of interesting. And then there's that defusing a bomb one. That was really fun. You just play with a bunch of friends in the room. All your friends sit on the couch behind you with
That's the one with the hands that it's like really hard to control at first. And
yeah, until you get used to it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But yeah, all your friends got like a notepad with a bunch of instructions on it. And so the guy in the VR is looking at this bomb, and you got to say, okay, well, it's got the numbers 374 on it. And then they would look up and yell at you, okay, cut the red wire, push the blue button 3 times. That one was kind of fun. But it's more of a party game, right?
Sure. Yeah, like
what's that called?
Used to be.
Stop talking and we'll explode or something?
Yeah.
That game's called?
Keep talking or it'll explode. Keep talking or we're going to die.
My friend at work has a VR.
Keep talking and nobody explodes is what it's called.
The only real game that he's talked about is that Beat Saber, whatever, which I guess is kind of like Guitar Hero, but you swing swords to break the blocks. Yeah, he was really into DDR, that guy, so it makes sense that he likes that one. And he keeps talking about it, how it's helping keep him physically fit by having to swing his arms to play a game instead of just using a gamepad. So I guess on one hand, that's another potential benefit is
being childhood obesity.
Yeah, for sure.
They did that with Pokemon Go. How many people were scattered in the streets, collected Pokemon? It got people out of the house. It worked for... Well, it still works. Tons of people still play it.
Did you consider that almost a type of VR? A Pokemon Go, because you're looking through your screen and finding
augmented reality.
Okay.
Yeah, augmented reality, I think is what they call that.
Okay.
AR, yeah.
Interesting.
So just
you were quick on the button.
one more thing about the VR headsets. Stinky made a comment about, I think, Resident Evil 7 and maybe Hitman being really, really well done. I don't know if you guys have seen that Walk the Plank game.
Yep.
I got it.
I don't know if I'd call that really well done, but the amount of videos I've seen on the internet of people playing that and like literally jumping through their TV screen and smashing their whole TV is through the roof. So something convincing about it.
It is.
Like I said, I've never had my head in one of those headsets before, but the way I see these
Your
people,
depth perception and with the hearing sounded, like surround sound, you feel like you have to really tell yourself that, yeah, I'm in a video game and you get away with it. But if you don't clue in that this is a video game, you put the headset on, you look down, it'd be like looking down in real.
Sure. In the coming years, it's going to be a fun new way that the game industry evolves, because traditionally, sitting on your couch or in a chair looking at a screen, you're well aware of the fact that you're not actually immersed in the game. No matter how immersive it is, you can always see the walls around you and that stuff.
That disconnection.
Yeah, that might.
But here's a super interesting thing. I've never put much time into VR, but we're all gamers, right? So if I'm going to play a game, that's what I'm doing for 3/4 of that day, right? So, and my TV, because I've played 200 and something days worth of gameplay in Destiny 2, it's got terrible screen burn in the bottom left-hand corner where your power and all that sort of stuff sits. If I go and play some game on VR and I play it for a month, and I'm playing it for 10 hours a day for a month, am I going to have wicked screen burn in my eyeball? Like, is there any dramas with that? Do I take off my headset and I'm still seeing, because I don't know, like, is that a thing?
I'll bring up this thing. Well, people at work that are staring at their computer screens all day. I guess it's different because you can look away from your computer screen.
Yeah, and the content on the computer screen is maybe dynamic. Maybe. I guess if you're staring at a spreadsheet, not really, but...
All right. So here's the question, final question. Is it going to be the next big thing?
In time, possibly, yeah.
For adults on a personal thing, yeah, for sure. But
I think
gaming,
it's going to go two separate ways. I think it's going to be two paths. Three paths. Either you're going to be a PC gamer, you're going to be a VR gamer, or you're going to be a console gamer.
Maybe, yeah.
Its own thing. Because I have VR, and part of the reason why I don't play it is because none of my friends have it to play VR with me. So what's the point in playing games when you can't play with friends?
True.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, I had fun playing a couple games, but
you'd have to find a game that'd be fun to play for everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, so this takes us to our next segment called It's Time for Audience Theoretical Questions of the Week. So this question of the week, I know we've put on Twitter, Facebook, and not YouTube, no, but you guys can find us on YouTube. This week's theoretical question is, if you're forced into gladiatorial combat, but can only use a weapon that isn't typically considered a weapon, what non-conventional weapon would you choose? Now, I'm going to put it on the table there. You're allowed to craft the weapon before using it, but it cannot be like a typical weapon you would find.
Can I go first? I got this.
Okay.
I'm gonna use power tools. Like straight up, I'm gonna get a battery powered nailer, and I'm just gonna shoot you with nails, like a fucking 6-inch spike into your kneecap.
Okay.
And if you can't use that, maybe a sawzall, battery powered sawzall, right through the power tools.
Okay.
But you can't use your sawzall because Dooky's got it.
No, that's my chop saw.
Okay, so you're going to use power tools. So let's say you get straight up there with your sawzall, and then they just hit you in the face and knock you out. Then
I'm using my battery powered nailer, man. I'm going to shoot you. I've got a drum magazine on that, so 64 nails that I can shoot through concrete. I guarantee you it's going through whatever you got, unless you've got armor plating. But then, can I have a card?
Sure. I don't think a car is a conventional weapon, so.
Well, people do like mass murders running over crowds of people.
Yeah.
So.
I suppose that's unconventional, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of frowned upon. But the nail gun was in Quake, so that could be classed as a weapon, but can allowed.
Yeah. Okay, so Bardo, you've gone. How about let's go Stinky.
Well, I wasn't going to go a ranged weapon, so like kind of I'm done as soon as I walk out that gate by the sound of it. But best thing I could come up with is I was going to bring in a fire extinguisher.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because if I spray you in the face with the fire extinguisher, you're done. And when you get your gear back together, I just nunchuck you with the fucking rest of it. You know what I mean? Like,
just whale it around by this.
yeah.
You see Stinky out there beating somebody into the ground with the fire extinguisher.
Fuck yeah, like. Because if you get squirted in the face of the fire extinguisher, like, you know, you're going to be not too excited about it. But then again, that nail gun from cross map, like, you know, like I don't know if I got much against that.
No? So if you're pinned up against Bardo and his air nailer and and his sawzall, you think he'd be done?
Well, just because he's got the range game, yeah. If we're getting close enough to me, you know, like I might be all right.
That's funny. All right. Hoggy Dog, what is your non-conventional weapon that you can think of?
That's a good question. I think I would take a weed eater, like a 4-cycle, really high-powered weed eater, and put some short blades on it and just go to town. Something like out of the movie Machete.
Yeah.
He did that in that
They're
movie.
hitting ankles.
I'd be tearing through motherfuckers. And I'd have the reach because, you know, they're decently
4 or 5
long.
feet.
Yeah, see? I think that'd be mine.
Not bad.
Either that or I would get, I don't know what the proper term is for them, but the giant road grader things that flatten the road when they lay fresh asphalt.
Oh,
you always see them in the movies.
Rollers?
They're moving slow as hell. Those things are a little bit faster than in the movies.
Yeah,
steamroller or something. Yeah. I'd get one of those and just mow over people. With my weed eater up there, stabbing them as they're jumping on, trying to get on. I'd have my weed eater up there, fighting them off while I'm just mowing through people.
I think even if you just had normal line on that weed eater, hitting people in the face with that wouldn't be either.
I got an attachment for my weed eater that's got metal blades that spin.
Oof.
I've seen those.
They're only like 4 inches long, but I use it to cut down brush and stuff. So yeah, no, it do damage.
All right, Uncle Blobby, what is your unconventional weapon?
I've got 2. I've got a ranged option and a melee option. Sort of, I had some help from my friend, so you'll have to excuse me for cheating. But I'm gonna ride in on a skateboard and use that as a weapon to bash you in the face. And while you're stunned by the impact, I'm going to ride out on the skateboard and turn around with my super soaker filled with gasoline, and I've lit the nozzle of the super soaker on fire so it functions as a flamethrower, and I'll just be
Thank God I've got a fucking fire extinguisher. Jesus.
Yeah, I never thought of that. Hopefully I've stunned you enough that you can't operate the fire extinguisher, and I can set you on fire and then sort of scoot off on my skateboard into the sunset.
Just do a kick flip on their head and then scoot off and set them on fire.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
Off in the sunset. You'd have two lines of fire where your wheels were, just kind of like Back to the Future. Yeah. Okay. So I put a lot of thought into this. So my first one, my weapon with a bit of reach would be a pool noodle with nails in it, covered in hot sauce.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to be hitting you with this pool noodle because pool noodles suck to get hit by anyways. And the hot sauce is going to penetrate the holes that are left there by those 6-inch nails. And then my other hand, I'm going to have a power cord bar. A power bar. The one with a bit of cord on it. And I'm just going to start whipping people with that. I'm just going to, because that's going to hurt. And then maybe if we got a bit of hot sauce left, just put it in their eyes and then they'll be, can't see what's going on and make them choke on the pool noodle when I'm done.
That's quite creative, that one.
A lot of sauce.
Yeah. Well, I thought it'd be a great weapon because hot sauce alone eating it really hurts. So why not put it on the tip of your weapon?
Still gonna shoot you with a 6-inch nail spike from 10 feet away.
Not if I have a pool noodle. You'll put the nails in my pool noodle that I could flog you with it.
Yeah, that's gonna backfire on somebody there.
It's gonna go either way. Hey, anybody else? Let's bring up some stuff. What have people been playing? Any new games or watching any movies? I know I watched the new Monster Hunter movie.
Is that a movie now?
It is totally a movie.
Took you long enough.
Yeah, it came out on Prime and I watched it and it's a solid 4 out of 10. I would give it.
There you go. I actually last week I ranted about Final Fantasy IX having too many cutscenes. It was kind of like watching a movie. And then shortly after that, I got a notification or a news article on my phone. Apparently, Final Fantasy IX is being turned into an animated series. So I was just like, oh.
You must have given them the idea. You better get
that's what they should have
gameplay and just put the cutscenes on. Animated.
So interesting that you brought up this monster hunting movie, Hotted, because one question I thought to ask of you all was, what do you think when they create a movie out of a video game? Generally, are you hyped up about it, or do you know it's going to be a flop? I remember way back when I was a kid and like they came out with this Super Mario Brothers movie, and
that was amazing.
I still like it. It's so bad.
Oh man,
it was certainly something.
It's so bad it's good.
I don't remember. I'm gonna have to watch it again.
Yoshi was a little dinosaur. We're talking about the live action one, right?
Like,
they had Yoshi's a dinosaur. Yeah. Oh, I don't know the cast. I couldn't. I was a child, but I remember watching it. It was good shit.
Jeremy should be Mario.
I was going to say Joe Pesci. But, yeah, okay.
I'll take Ron Jeremy. That's a good.
My opinion on movies or video games turning into movies. Well, Mortal Kombat just got turned into a movie, and I thought that was great. Or not just turned into it, but they remade it, or they're rebooting the movie franchise, and it was really good. It got a lot of hate, but I enjoyed it. I think it was made for the gamers.
Right? Sure.
Which one are you talking about? Sorry,
Kombat.
Spaced out. Mortal Kombat. Yeah, no, that. Yeah, no, that's a good movie.
Super good.
That's
what is a very good
fan
movie?
Service.
What is a good video game that was turned into a movie? The animated version, take that to note, is Street Fighter 2. The animated movie of that is amazing.
Okay.
Not that Jean-Claude Van Damme one. Don't just pretend that one doesn't exist. That's over there at the Mario Brothers movie, over there.
With Ron Jeremy.
The animated movie is very good. Yeah, that's a good movie.
Now, one thing I do want to point out. Now, the Monster Hunter movie wasn't that good, and there was a lot of issues with it. But one thing I will say is the two main monsters they showed in that movie, Diablos and Rathlos, looked amazing.
Yeah, spot on.
They did
spot on.
Amazing with those. They did better than what the video game portrays them as.
I'll give it that.
Those were I was hyped when I seen Diablos. He's huge in that movie.
Oh yeah. No, it's good. I quite enjoyed. That is the enjoyable part of the movie. That's what made it a 4 for me.
I'm glad he's in there then. Jesus. Well, the
other movies too, Resident Evil franchises.
Yeah. Tomb Raider.
Yeah, Tomb Raider.
Speaking of Final Fantasy, there's a Final Fantasy movie called Kingslave, I think. And I've never played the Final Fantasy games, so I don't know if it's like anything like the video games. So you'll have to watch that one, Blobby, and let me know what you think. It's on Netflix, I think.
Is it The Spirits Within?
No, it's like called Final Fantasy XV something Kingslave. And it was a decent animated movie, you know?
I believe it's a prequel to the actual Final Fantasy X game. I think it's Final
Kingslave. Okay, I see it now. Yep.
You'll have to watch that and tell me what you think.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Must be Final Fantasy 15. Okay. Yeah, it's a prequel to that, I believe.
I thought the movie was okay. I thought it was kind of cool. For an animated movie, I mean, it was good
enough. All right, guys.
So, yeah. In addition to that, Sonic the Hedgehog became a movie, and I never did see that, but I saw a lot of hype about that.
I liked it. After they shit on the cast and made them redo Sonic. Yeah, like completely redo him, make him look better. I thought it was a pretty good movie. Like it wasn't about actually a plus movie that's amazing. It was still a good movie,
and they did it right.
Yeah,
well, the original Sonic looked.
Like was Sonic better than teeth?
It just looked like an old man wearing a suit.
Creepy as
fuck.
It
looked fucking terrible.
That's fun.
The internet fucking get on them. We're like, hey, we want Sonic better. This is garbage. And, they listen. They're like, maybe we should because people aren't happy. We're not going to make any money. Redo every scene, and I thought it was good.
Hey guys, well, that's going to do it for another episode of Peanut Gallery Gaming Podcast, where our opinions don't matter, but yours do. So reach out to us on Twitter, Facebook, and you can get us on YouTube. Thanks for coming by.
Goodbye, everybody.
Later.
Later, dudes.